My name is Rob Wilson. I'm the CEO and founder of Wilson Insight. I'm a financial advisor with a practice solely focused on, primarily focused on providing financial advice and guidance to professional athletes and entertainers, but also work with young executives and helping them achieve and maintain financial independence. The big problem that I saw for my customers is not knowing how to achieve and maintain financial independence. I think a lot of us grew up being taught a model of go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job, and live happily ever after. And God bless everyone that told us that model, but unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way anymore. So I help people break out of that mindset and really figure out and realize how to take action and build wealth the way it truly works today. So I've got a whole host of products to help people solve that financial independence problem. First and foremost, just like a traditional financial advisor, I do help people manage and invest their assets. But for folks who may not have amassed those assets yet, I help teach them how they can grow their wealth step by step. So I coach people individually on getting their businesses off the ground. And for folks that already do have businesses, I teach them how to grow them and take them to the next level. I was really one of the people that I would try to help today. I believed in that model. I went to school, I got good grades, I got an engineering degree and worked at one of the largest professional services firms in the world. But when I took a step back and I looked at the folks who were truly wealthy, who were in control, who were living the type of lives that they wanted to live, it wasn't the sort of consultants who were, doing all of the grunt work and the programming and all of those sorts of things. It was people who knew how to go out and sell and build business and who owned their own companies and who owned multiple different types of businesses. And I realized that I wanted to be one of those types of people. I didn't want to just consult for them the rest of my life. And so I went out on a journey to figure out how this stuff works. I went back to school. I got my MBA at Carnegie Mellon. I started working in the financial industry because I believe, look, the best way to learn these types of principles would be to hang around folks who understood them. So I started out as a financial advisor because sure, that's a good business to get into, but I figured if I couldn't bring a client in to save my life, if the business didn't work for me, I would have at least come into contact with very wealthy individuals who understood how the wealth building game works nowadays. And that's exactly what happened. And once things started to, take traction for me, I really wanted to pay it forward and teach other people how to do the same. Wow. I mean, there are so many stories that I could share with you. The biggest thing that I would say is when I went to Smith Barney right after business school, I knew I wanted to work with professional athletes and entertainers. I had absolutely zero idea of how I was going to do that. And the financial industry businesses, they don't give you much support. They give you a desk and a phone and they say, get to work. So I sort of had to figure all of this stuff out on my own. So at that time, I was a little nervous to kind of tell people, especially starting out with zero clients and zero assets under management, that I was going to be the next big financial advisor to athletes and entertainers, because you're not sure how people are going to react. And the few people I did tell would say, well, you need to be in Los Angeles or you need to be in New York or Miami to do this sort of thing. How are you going to build a business like this from Pittsburgh? You can't do that. You should just work on, old retirees who are getting 401k payouts and all of those sorts of things. So there was no shortage of people who told me that I couldn't do it. And so consequently, I was afraid to tell people. But sooner or later, I just sort of said, look, this is what I'm going after. And I'm just going to tell everybody that will listen to me. And a funny thing happened when I started to do that is that I started getting referrals and people started helping me that I would have absolutely never thought that they could have referred me, a professional athlete, entertainer, or could have helped my business in any way. And so the biggest lesson for me there was that, you have to be unapologetic about what it is that you want. You have to stop listening to other people and letting them impose their limitations on you. Because just because they can't do something or they can't see readily how you could do it, doesn't mean that it can't be done. So Be unapologetic about what it is that you want to do. Tell every single person that will listen to you about it, and you will be amazed at the number of people who will help you and the dramatic effect that that can have on your business. I'm Rob Wilson, and I will survive.